Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the European Voices podcast. I'm Vedrana Vujović from Bosnia and Herzegovina, and I am your host in this series of podcast. As you know from the previous episodes, the idea is to show to show the stories actually of young successful activists in civil society and in politics who come from different countries from the Western Balkans, but also from the countries of the European Union. This project is implemented with the IRI Generation Democracy Network and the members from the Europe region with the support of NED. Today, I'm very happy to welcome our new guest for these episodes, Nikola Nesic from Serbia. Nikola, welcome.
Welcome to you, Vedrana. Very nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. It's a pleasure to have you today here with me. Thank you for your time. At the beginning, can you tell me three words that best describe Serbia, by your opinion?
My opinion, tradition, unfortunately, maybe war, and rakia to connect people.
Of course.
National drink.
That's excellent, really. I think that tradition is very similar to the countries of the Western Balkans, not just Western Balkans, but also Southeastern Europe, because a few days ago, I was interviewing the amazing young politician Anna from Greece, and she also told me that tradition is a very specific to the Greece kind of culture. That's really great. Tell us something more about yourself, like about your background. Who are you? What you do for a living? I know that you are you are active like your whole life, but a few years ago you were active in politics, but also you have been working in the private sector. But tell us a little bit about yourself from that way, from education and to what you do for a living.
Okay. So I finished telecommunication faculty. So I master's degree in telecommunication, and that was my first official job. So I was working there till 3 months ago. Then I became a professional politician. But it's very hard for me to say because always I was speaking that I borrow myself to politics because I want to change something. And that actually I'm not planning to be so long in politics, but okay, we will see how the time will show to me because I'm not sure even now what I will do in the next years. So I was working in the biggest telecommunication company in Serbia, is BB, which is now in region. It was founded in my hometown. So actually here I was working in maybe the center of the system. I was a manager, regional manager for technical operations. So I was working everything of maintenance, have a lot of employers and doing development of whole my region. So now I left this job because I couldn't do it both, because I became member of parliament, and from September a lot of duties became active. So I must leave my job. Actually, I didn't left. I didn't leave, so I freeze it. So
Okay.
actually, I will see what I will do after I finish my mandate. So now I'm trying to be very active. I'm actually in politics from 2014, but I was like a civil movement 2 years, but without any success. And then we decided that we must go into the politics. So I'm in local parliament 6 years now, and in opposition all the time. So I'm in opposition in national parliament. So I don't know how to be make decisions, but okay, I try to control whole systems from the local level now to the national level. I'm now in party first time. So I was just in civil movement for years, and I actually create a party now with. We decided in Serbia to connect more than 30 local movements, and then we connect in one party and we call it together, because it's quite different in Serbia, because we have, for example, co-presidency, we have official fraction, but not just on paper. We actually really have it in reality. So this is kind of difference. And first time we, a few days ago, made primaries in Serbia, our primaries. So we are preparing for next election even now. So this is something new also. So trying to be different, we are pro-Western party. So we would like to have a great deal with the West, we say like that. Not to listen West, but to have some agreement with them about the future steps. So that's it for now. Sorry. Sorry,
No, okay, okay. That's really amazing. You were like activist in civil society, and after that, you were part of the local council in Kragujevac, your city council actually. And after that, you were recently actually on the past general elections in Serbia, you were elected to the state parliament, National Assembly of Republic of Serbia, and congrats for that. What are your impressions like now for now from the assembly, National Assembly, because you were part of the local council, and you mentioned that, and you were positioned there, but since Serbia is having the completely different political system comparing to the Bosnia, what are your plans for the upcoming mandate or for upcoming year? Because right now we are on the end of this 2022. What are your impressions and your plans for the future about initiatives? Your party, your like movement is pro-left, I mean pro-Western, and what is actually that you have? What are your plans with you and your team in the National Assembly?
Okay, thanks for congratulations. And about our plans, so we have three how to say common spots while we decide to be together. This is new people in politics, go to the West, I mean Serbia on the West, and to speak loudly about Kosovo issue. So not to accept this situation maybe, but to not to be under the carpet, to speak more and to try to find solution because of the people, because we want free movement and all other freedoms in human rights. So this is the three steps we are like main goals. But current action is that we want to belong to European Greens, and we are already cooperate as a candidate, but from next year probably will be we will got full membership to European Greens. So we are actually, like you said, you didn't make any mistake. We are also pro-left party.
Yeah.
We have this fraction in our party. We have two fractions. One is action, and another is like politics. So this action means that we are all the time on the street. We have this ecology movement. We have a very famous guy in our party, and he's very active. And 6 days per week, he's on the way, checking some new problems, speaking with people. And we have another this part, which is left part, and there we have a lot of professors from university, which help us to create better programs, politics. About my team, we have 8 members in parliament of 250, but I think we are very active because on every assembly, all of us speaking. We found a way, there is some tricks how to speak. So sometimes you made amendments, sometimes you're a speaker, sometimes,
you're making like a questions and initiatives to the governance.
Yeah. So we find a way that I think almost everyone are speaking on every single assembly. So I made, for example, 3 issues that I want to change a law. I cooperate years with One Society Mothers are Law, and I made this changing rule that actually I think will be accepted. Even they will not say that we made this move, but okay, I would be very happy if they accept this because it's this law is for that in Serbia we have a big problem if you want to be a mother and you have some private company, you're just small business, then actually after you go, for example, on this pregnancy, then you will get only 50% of salary, and this law is no good because it's crushed our main law of Serbia. So I suppose that they will change it, and because after me, a president of Serbia was speaking about this issue, the same words as I was speaking, and after that, ministry said the same. So I think it will be this law will pass. Maybe they will hide information that became from us, but for me, it doesn't matter because we change this law and we have to. This will be like 45,000 of potential mothers. So
Excellent.
I said that actually this is a new patriotism in our point of view. So this is what we changed, and we have. This is just one example. I'm making some movements in IT. Now I'm preparing a big software about communal problems, communal issues, because we have very good software we have in Serbia, but it's not transparent. So I want just to have the same and to make it to be transparent, and I will then connect with their system. So actually, through my system, they will fulfill their systems. So actually, I will connect with them so they cannot
Great. It's
they
really
cannot
like concrete initiatives, questions, amendments on the law, and that's really amazing. Especially when it comes to these social issues, when it comes to women and pregnancy and women who works. I think it's very important, especially to the countries like Serbia, like Bosnia, like in general Western Balkans, because we are not part of the EU yet, but we need to build more to have more stronger not just healthcare system but the social security system, because not especially mothers can't lose their jobs. They need to have like more money when they get a baby or something like that. That's really amazing. Great initiative.
I have a question. Does the woman should be separate in his mind baby or job? Because now it's like that.
Yeah, well, of course. I unfortunately can completely understand you, because here in Bosnia we have very different, complicated political system, and mother is in for example in Sarajevo canton is like protected by the law, but for example in Mostar city of Mostar or Bihać or different or entity Republika Srpska, they are not, and there is so much like differences between women who gets a babies and they deliver a baby, and they don't have same rights all over the country. And I think it's a huge problem, because in general the young woman and women in general don't want to have babies because they want to have work, because work gives you a paycheck and the security and everything else.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really amazing, Nikola.
Yeah, thank you. I think this will pass for sure, because I mean, when presidents say something like this, it will be and give a short deadline, like till March. So kind of very nice. I mean,
We will see.
We'll see how they will act off, because they still now my law, because in procedure is that after I give this like changing of this bill, then you will have 15 days to be in the procedure. So this passed now, so now it's officially in procedure.
Agreed.
So on the next assembly, when I think now we will have pause, maybe like 1.5 months, 2 months, and then I will try on the next one, because now it's passed. I will ask to put this on the table.
Yeah.
And then I will speak again about this problem. So then, I'm always pushing the pressure to them and not to forget about this.
Of course. There is actually, and also one of the most important thing when you are already part of the assemblies, parliaments, governance, you have like, I always say, you have a stage, you have a media, you have like a microphone, you have that space when you can just ask a question, but also to propose some great like changing of the bills, maybe some great initiatives. And I think it's really important, and I think it's a great way how you use that opportunity that people of Serbia gave you on the elections to fight for their rights. You don't have to do that, but it's kind of our responsibility to do that, to advocate for those women and those people of Serbia, not just young people, but people in general, to change their lives to be better in every aspects, especially when it comes to that kind of security, like financial security, healthcare security, and social security, and everything else. I have like two more questions before we wrap up this, and it's about young people in general. Is there, by your opinion, enough space for young people to be active and involved into the decision-making process? Because right now you are part of the decision-making process because you're already in the National Assembly, but is there like more space or enough space for young people? Because your coalition, your parties actually have that like new people in politics, like one of the common staff.
To be honest, I'm not sure that actually young people are again generally interested to be in politics. Now I got idea, because you know that I just came from United States, and I will how to say, I will use this idea, what I got there, because it is very nice. I will speak later about this, but just first to answer the question. So I think we have now young people in parliament, especially in this progressive party, which is the biggest party in the parliament. But they're not making decision makers, they're actually not, they're used. It's not that they can really suggest something. I think I know only one lady that she's actually has some initiative. I think there is no even a space, and especially now the young people in Serbia are actually not. I know how it's hard for me as a young politician to to find someone who wants to be included in politics. It's so hard. And I was impressed now in Nevada that they actually only in that state they have legislation process even in high school, and then on the state level, senators from the state of Nevada decide to one bill change, because only the best idea of this 21 young legislation, they will accept the one bill, but it was so many great bills that they actually accept more, but it cannot. They officially didn't came from this young legislation, because one is like a procedure, but other senators gives this law to be also accepted. So this is for me one amazing thing. So I think in next 5 days I will drive a concourse in the internet that I also would like to have the same things, and we will employ experts for for this team, so they can work with all of our members of local parliament and the national parliament.
That's amazing.
And we will experts. I found even expert, because this is like a very fresh idea from 3 days ago. So I already start implementing this, but I think in the next 2 weeks I will even make the whole procedure. So I want to include young people and youth people to be making decisions, because I think maybe to put even in a formal education, to put that why your voice is important.
Yeah, for sure. I recently had this similar conversation with young students of the University of Sarajevo. We were talking about their needs, their everyday problems and struggles. And I told them that they are always welcome to come up to me if they have any kinds of problems or any kinds of initiatives or questions for the governance, because I am young right now, but my needs and my perspective is changed from for example, 5 or 6 years ago. There's a whole new generation with different vision, different problems, and different needs. And I think it's important to have that kind of conversation and cooperation between not just young people, but also to the many people around your, for example, local community from your region to discuss about their needs, and you think that's really great that you can create that kind of space when people can came to you and discuss about anything, and maybe find a way to something initiate or to create some amendments or whatever, or some program, for example, all together. And I really support that. And there is something that we can use in not just in politics, but in general, like when you work in some great companies and everything else, you need to have a feedback from your employees, from your customers, but also from your citizens when you are engaged in civil society. I mean, in general, in activism, in politics. That's really amazing. Great idea. I really support that.
Yeah, I take it because, when I get, it was so hard in United States from meeting to meeting. And then actually my first idea when I saw these kids, I said, oh, now I don't need to speak with kids, in the United States. And I said, because it was like last day, but their stories so inspire me because they really feel the story, and in this region they say believe Reno, believe Nevada.
Yeah.
So they are kind of believe change,
Of
and
course.
it's very impressed for me, So I want in honor of them because they are so proud. I'm so proud on them, even they're from there. So I want to create and want them to include here to speak how the change are possible because they change not such a big change, but enough to make possibilities better for the young people.
Amazing. We are running out of time, but to wrap up this conversation, what will be your advice to young people in the Balkans and in worldwide, in Europe in general, when it comes to activism, when it comes to anything? Some kind of advice or final message?
Just to do something, not to think, start doing, not thinking too much. So they will find a way where they will be accepted the most. They can create now. I think that in all country, in all part of Balkan, you can actually open your civil organization. You can make great initiatives without money. Now you have social media, so you can use also to sponsor, to maybe be sponsor for very small amount of money. So I think you should start to work and never stop working. And that's the whole idea, to believe in idea that you can change something. And every one of us should decide what is that they want to change. So
Amazing.
I told you, like me, we wanted to change and always, okay, we have civil organization. We weren't be satisfied. Okay, let's be a local parliament. We've been there, not satisfied. Let's be a national parliament. So we'll see. If we are not satisfied, we'll go even further.
Amazing. So. That's really great final message, because you just needs to never give up, actually, and just to work and push everything, keep moving forward, because and don't stop, of course.
Yes,
thank you, Nikola.
Everybody will try to put obstacles, but just keep or jump it, or crush it.
Yeah.
Just don't stay.
Thank you, Nikola, so much. It was a pleasure having you as our guest. I know you just yesterday came from the United States, and thank you for your time.
Thank you for your invitation.
Thanks everyone for listening. Thanks Generation Democracy, IRI, Net for supporting this, and make sure to follow Generation Democracy on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and subscribe to this channel for more upcoming episodes. Thank you, guys.